Hey guys, what's going on? It's Dan here. Time for another playing card deck review. This is printed by EPCC, the Expert Playing Card Company, and presented by Murphy's Magic Playing Card Company. The Fox Targets deck with handcrafted artwork, directed by Jason Brumbelow, illustrated by Lance Miller. This is a beautiful deck. That dark gray on the tuck box with that ribbon with the black and teal on it. And on the back here, this deck is clearly inspired by the love of nature, by the raw beauty that reflects the allure of the rugged outdoors. Take a look at this. Take a look at the motif here, the tent, the crossed axes, the mountains, the sun. And look at the foxes with the sort of bullseyes on them with the points, the aptly named fox targets. Reminds you of an old shooting gallery or something like that. Hence the name Fox Targets, target practice. I like that. There's the campfire in that corner and the crossed arrows. I really dig that crossed arrow motif. More foxes inside the tuck flap. Look at the back of these cards. I love that coloration. I love the two-way back design. Almost reminiscent of a casino-style deck, I would say. I think that's really interesting, and I really like that. It just kind of, I don't know, it just fits the overall vibe of this particular deck. And I want to show you something, too, as I bring in a standard US PCC playing card and hold it up against this Ace of Clubs. You could see that the background of the Fox Targets deck is an off-white color, noticeably darker than a standard US Playing Card Company deck. There's your true white, if you will. And then there is the background of these cards. Most cards, or I don't want to say most, but a lot of cards, when you hear custom deck or completely custom, that just means they gave you a custom joker, custom ace of spades, maybe custom court cards, but the spot cards get overlooked. These are not standard spot cards. Everything is completely custom. And we've got a custom font, really thin. I would almost call that a stick style font. We got the fat pips there in the middle. A lot of the pips have been rearranged from the standard arrangement on a US PCC card. The 7 is a noticeable arrangement. I've got some of these out of order, I guess. I was messing around with these. That's okay. Let me jump to the jokers. Let's take a look at this. Just the word joker in the top and the bottom. Fox Targets. Really cool image. Really cool design. Murphy's Magic Playing Card Company. The crossed arrows. 2 identical jokers. This is one of these decks that I appreciate the artwork so much on it. And that's how I got into playing cards. The artwork. And I didn't realize that playing cards were becoming such a popular medium for art. So I have this in my personal collection on my shelf and amongst all my cards that I don't shuffle or play card games with. I just take them out and look at the artwork. I also have the end table in my living room where I have several decks that are duplicates from my collection because I liked them so much I bought a second one because I wanted to actually play cards with them and look at the artwork a little more often. This is one of those decks. I mean, why would you not want to get dealt that joker? You know what I mean? We're going through the hearts here. And again, the stick style font on the letters and numbers. We got the fat pips there in the center. I want you to see some of this artwork, this single line artwork. And the truth be told, that particular font just on its own, in and of itself, that thin style, stick style font, I don't necessarily care for, but it fits so well with this sort of single line design here on the court cards. And I don't know if I could really elaborate too much on these just because there is so much for a single line weight design. There's so much in here to see. You just have to look at all the little details on the livery of each one of these court cards. You see, we got the arrows there, and we've got the little bow and arrow design on our Jack of Spades. The moon, the crescent moon right there. You could clearly see here where some of these patterns for the pips on the spot cards were redesigned. There's our Ace of Spades. I just want to work through a few more of these court cards because they're just absolutely phenomenal. You might look at this and just on first glance say, oh, there's not much going on there. There's nothing really filled in or anything here, just, you know, our single line design. But this is, like some other decks that I've seen, a case where less is so much more. I love those vintage style keys there on our King of Spades. I like the daggers and the crossed keys there on our Jack of Diamonds. Cross keys again and daggers on the Jack of Hearts. Just a lot to take in and a lot to love. Some absolutely fantastic artwork here. I think we got some flowers or roses there on the Queen. Just so, look at the bear on the center of the King of Diamonds there. Just so much going on, so much to take in. There is a lot to love and a lot to appreciate about this particular deck of cards. Fox Targets from Expert Playing Card Company and Murphy's Magic. If you appreciate art, but you haven't had playing cards on your radar as a medium for art, you might want to check this deck out. This is a good one. That's been Dan. I'm out. It's been another deck review.